Extensions, are they bad? Are they good? Should you want one regardless? My name is Paul Vasquez with Tax Lab. We help people save tens of thousands of dollars in taxes and help you open up additional opportunities to generate wealth. It is the end of February and the business tax returns are due in 16 days. So if you do not have all your documentation together, if you're still doing some bookkeeping cleanup, that is okay. Just grab yourself an extension. That'll probably mean you might as well submit an extension for your personal tax returns as well, but extensions are actually good things. Let me tell you why. So there's an interesting thing with the tax code. In the tax code, what you might catch on if you've been studying is that an extension allows you to submit a preemptive tax return. Okay, so let's do the example of the business owner, since these are going to be, if you need to file an 1120, 1120S, a 1065. These are some of your common business tax filings. If you're unsure which you need to file, find your SS4. When you went and asked to get an EIN from the IRS, they'll send you an SS4, and that'll tell you which documents you should be submitting on a regular basis. If you're in a partnership or a S Corp or a C Corp, these are going to be where you're going to have to file by, if you're an annual filer, by the March 15th deadline. Now, we have that deadline coming up. So if you submit an extension on, let's say, March 1st, you get that extension sent out. I highly encourage you to not only send a digital copy, but also a hard copy in mail, and send it with the green return little card put on it. Why? Because the IRS has a tendency to misplace paperwork. As happens a lot more than you think is possible. But they have a tendency to misplace paperwork, so you want to make sure that you have proof. And the only way to get proof that they've received it is to get that green signature card back. So submit it out there, get it all written up, print a copy, mail a copy, and get that green return card. Once you have that green return card, now you know you have an extension. Now let's say for some reason you're able to finish your paperwork up before March 15th, or maybe at the end of the month or next month. Go ahead and submit that return. Right now you've got this return sitting out there, even though you have another 6 months to get everything done. So let's say you get it done in the same month. You still got another 6 months to get it done, but you got it done super early. Fantastic. Now, what if during that time period you find out new information about your taxes? And you say, ooh, geez, do I need to submit an amendment? You do not need to submit an amendment if you're within that extension period, right? So if you have an extension and you figured out you need to correct something, you don't have to do an amendment. What you do is you submit your tax return again. You just submit it again with the new information. And what's going to happen is the new tax return you send in will replace the first, like it never even happened. Why do you want this? Because if the IRS determines, or the IRS could determine that your error was fraud, that you originally had submitted fraudulent information. And so now you've got, if you were to do the regular tax return and an amendment down the road, maybe they might challenge that and say you were being fraudulent the first time. Well, doing an extension and having that and submitting that new tax return within the amendment period, before that, the extension period, submitting that replaces the first as though the first never happened. So now, if an IRS agent were to go back and say, I wonder why this person did an amendment. Let me, if they want to get in there and cause some trouble, there's no amendment for them to see and go, why did this person change it? Are they just trying to get out of something, weasel out of something? Is this reason to do it? No, all they see is that corrected tax return. For you, it's corrected. For them, it replaces the first. So it's like they never got the first one anyways. So there's no change for them to contemplate. They have to take the numbers as given and then challenge those numbers. So you can actually save yourself some headaches, some hassle, some possible unintended eyes and tax litigation on your tax return by submitting an amendment, even if you think you could get it done by the 15th. It's almost like free insurance. Well, you might have to pay to have an amendment done. We charge a deposit. If somebody needs to do an amendment that's not already a client of ours, if you come in and say, hey, I need an amendment, I just ask for a $150 deposit, and we'll get that amendment submitted for you. However, it's a non-refundable deposit. So if you abandon the tax return or go someplace else, we're keeping that for the trouble that we went through in trying to get that submitted. We would do the green card and everything like that. So that would all be included in that price there. So it is a great idea. It is an intelligent and a smart idea to submit an extension even if you don't think you might not need one, because that's some additional insurance. Some food for thought for you guys. I think it's time. Go out there, bite the bullet. Just grab that extension now. Don't wait to the last minute and purchase a little piece. Purchase a little piece with that extension.